Hey guys, Joe Ginley here. I want to talk a little bit about mastering a skill because I think this can apply to multiple skills, but specifically programming, since that's the thing I talk about most on this channel. I want to give it from my perspective, as everyone's journey is definitely different here. I went the approach of Microsoft Forms, Code Project, YouTube back in the day when it first started coming along and people were actually starting to make tutorial videos, which these days you can find so much content on YouTube. I am a believer of free education, so I prefer to go the route of YouTube or anywhere you can get free resources online. I would highly recommend starting with that. If you can get even some copies of a book or something from someone, it's definitely a great way to start. I'd say the biggest one is taking action, right? Pick a language that you might like or you already like, an IDE or a text editor, and start messing around with it. Trial and error. Sometimes that's the best way to figure things out, get some good challenges going. That's sort of how I approached it from the beginning. I learned very early on that I was able to take control of applications and build them the way I wanted to do it, right? Some of the things you cannot always do in your own life, like it almost was a nice getaway from actual life, if that makes sense to some people. So I would say definitely tackle it that way, and or even get, if you have that mindset, it may help. It definitely drives the, having passion, being dedicated, motivated. uh, Being self-taught for me definitely is a big part of why I went the way I did, and at the end of the day I think is what really got me to where I am right now. Having the right mindset will definitely help with any skill. Definitely take advantage of what you're good at when you're doing this engineer work. Talent is definitely there. Sometimes you get a little lucky. For me, it's always been kind of hacking my way through things. People have always said to me that I'm very open minded in that sense and able to tackle things in ways that they just wouldn't think of. It definitely takes time. You need to remember that. I think that's one thing people do not have the patience for these days, but it really does take time to get good at something, and there's nothing wrong with that. At The funniest part about it is when you do get good at it or people to start telling you it, no one remembers that part of it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're at the level you are now, and people, that's where they recognize you and kind of give you the best feedback. And it always feels great. So if any of this was helpful, please like, comment, or subscribe. I'm definitely interested in hearing what someone out there may be thinking.